Hey guys, so I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks, but we're used to that here. So anyways, it's October.
It's freaking bats. I love Halloween.
And I am so happy because I feel like this is my prime, you know? I feel like this is everyone's prime. I feel like everyone can come together in fall and just appreciate it a little bit more than any other season. Halloween is just one of my favorite times of the years, besides like Thanksgiving and Christmas, which we're literally gonna blink and it's gonna be Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna cough and it's gonna be Christmas. So pretty much this time of the year is like prime. I'm here filming my September wrap up and my October TBR in one video because I only read about like 3 books last month, so it's not enough to make it its own video. So I just thought I might as well put them all together in this one. So the first book that I read in September was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I really liked this. I was scared because it's just such a hyped book, and I feel like everyone loves Harry Potter. There's not one person that I've met that doesn't like Harry Potter. So I was scared that I wasn't gonna like it. But it surprised me. It was actually really good. I gave this a 5 stars. It was a middle grade, so it was relatively easy to oh my god, I can't talk. It was a middle grade, so overall it was pretty easy to read. I love the characters. I loved Hermione. I loved Harry. It was really good, and I can't wait to finish this series. I don't want to buy like the entire series all at once, mostly because it's just really expensive and your girl don't have time for that. So I'm probably just gonna, like, if I see the books or something at Goodwill, I'll probably pick it up. And once I get the whole series and I've collected it all, then I'm probably gonna finish reading it. But I'm really happy with this read. So the next book that I read this month was a buddy read, and I read this with Kylie from Book Gremlin. I will link her channel down below. We read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and Kylie actually DNF'd this book. She made a video on as to why she DNF'd it, so I will link that somewhere around here so that you guys can check that out. And this was a reread for me, so DNFing it would have just not really made any sense since I have already read it in the past. But I was so close to just not finishing this book. It's really slow, and it's just not, it wasn't that good. Like, I know a lot of people really like this book, and I do want to continue on with the series just in case I missed something. Like, maybe I just missed something in the first book and it gets better in the next 2 books. But I don't know. I personally didn't really like the first book. I gave it a 2 stars. I'm just trying to finish the Grisha trilogy so I can move on to Six of Crows. So the next book that I read in September was Where She Went by Gail Forman, and I gave this a 3.5 stars. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't bad either. This is the sequel to If I Stay, and honestly, if you've read If I Stay, like, you do not have to read Where She Went. It's not mandatory. It kind of just like closes up the story a little bit if you needed that closure. And if you read If I Stay, like, I personally needed that closure. So yeah, it was an overall good book, but it wasn't anything like out of this world, you know? I was expecting to go into this giving it like at least a 4 stars, but I guess the writing didn't really do it for me as I hoped it would. It's not that important to If I Stay, so if you don't want to read the second book, like, you literally do not have to. So those were the books that I read in September, and now I'm gonna get into the books that I want to read for October. So the first book that I want to read for October is Ashe Princess by Laura Sebastian, and this is a buddy read with Amanda, Mayana, and Karina. I'll link all their channels down below in the description bar. We already started reading this. I already started tabbing and everything. So far it's good. At first I was surprised in the direction that this book went. Like, me and Karina were talking and we were like, we did not see this book going the way that it went, but so far I personally really like it. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is pretty much that the princess takes back her kingdom trope, which, oh my god, these people in their cars. So this is pretty much the princess takes back her kingdom trope, and me and Karina are obsessed with that trope. Like, we live for it. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think that this is gonna be a 5-star read, hopefully. That's what I'm aiming for. But yeah, this is my first buddy read for this month, and the next one is actually also a buddy read, and that is The Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now, if you didn't already know, I love Sarah J Maas. Like, I love her writing, and I know it's super controversial, but for some reason, like, I really like it. I love the Avatar series, and I love the Throne of Glass series. But my friend Jess, who actually just made a booktube channel, so I will link her channel down below. She's reading this series for the first time, and she really, really, really loved A Court of Thorns and Roses. And so she asked if we wanted to buddy read this one, because if you've read this, you know that no one should go into this alone. So of course, I was completely down to buddy read this with her. And yeah, I'm really excited to just delve back into this world. I've also started reading this. There's like one single tab because I haven't gotten that far. It's a pretty large book, so hopefully we're able to finish it this month. So finally, now that I got those two buddy reads out of the way, this is where my TBR gets kind of, I guess you could say, spooky. I don't really own that many spooky books or like scary books, I guess you could say. But I gathered like the ones that I do have and the ones that I'm like down to read this month. And we have like 5 of them. The first kind of spooky book that I want to read this month is The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. And I'm so excited for this. I talked about this in my last video, which was a book haul. And this is basically about this town who a few hundred years before drowned these 3 witches, and now every summer these witches come back and they take over some girls' bodies and they just like do some crazy shit around the town. And I'm just so here for that plot. Like, I think it's gonna be amazing. And not only that, but the cover, we already know that this cover is beautiful. So yeah, I'm really, really, really stoked to get to this, and I feel like I'm personally gonna really like it, even though a lot of people didn't. I think I will. So yeah, that's the first book. So the next 2 books are part of the same series, and it is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. Now, this is a reread for me, and I literally do not remember anything from this book. I just remember that it takes place in Miami, and that's because I live here, so it's not really like a valid reason as to like why I want to reread this. But I do know that this is kind of spooky. I remember the opening scene being Mara and her friends playing the Ouija board. So I don't mess with the Ouija board. I know that that is like something you're not supposed to do. So I don't mind reading about it though. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And then the next book is the second book in the series, which is The Evolution of Mara Dyer. And yeah, I'm gonna wanna read these 2. And hopefully I get to this one. This one is like ambitious. Like, I'm probably not gonna get to it, but this one for sure I wanna get to. So the next book that I wanna read this month is Marked by, I don't know who this is by, PC Cast and Kristen Cast. Now, my friend lent me this book and she has been on my ass to read this. She's like, it's so good, like, you're gonna love it. And this is a vampire book, and like, what better to do than read a vampire book during October? So yeah, I don't really know what this is about, to be quite honest. So from what I can tell from the synopsis, this is about a girl who just got turned into a vampire, and she is then sent to this vampire school. And it's just, it kind of reminds me of, what's that book that Karina loves? It was turned into a movie. Why am I blanking? Vampire Academy. This book reminds me of Vampire Academy. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this. And it's also like really short, but this is a series, and hopefully I like it enough to continue with the series. I don't know, we'll see. So the last book that I want to read for October is Wicked Games by Sean Olin. And this one I am beyond excited about because this has been on my TBR for like years. This is about this it couple who everyone wants to be. They've dated for the past 4 years in high school, and they're just like the perfect couple that everyone aspires. And then a new girl comes into town and she wants the guy in this relationship. I'm assuming. I think that that's what it's about. She wants the guy, and the girlfriend gets kind of jealous and shit goes down. I know that this is a thriller. I thought it was a new adult thriller, but apparently I'm so wrong. It's a YA thriller, which, listen, I don't mind that. Like, I love me some YA. But yeah, this is pretty much like the girlfriend turned crazy and tries to kill the new girl. I think I'm pretty sure that that's what it's about. Like, that's the vibe that I get from this book. So I'm really excited to like get to this and read this. I'm probably gonna read this tonight, to be honest. Okay, so those were all the books that I want to read for October. Let me know if you guys want to buddy read any of these, because I have a lot on this list. This is honestly like a quite ambitious TBR that I know I'm not gonna get to. I mean, I read 3 books last month, for God's sake, but we're gonna try, and hopefully I can come at you guys next month with a completed wrap-up. I'm gonna link all of the synopsis down below so you guys can go check them out if I didn't do a well enough job explaining them. So yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media. It'll be linked down below, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah.